Okay, we've got the complete wiring harness laid out. All the new bits that we've bought, like the starter switch to replace that. Got the ignition, which has got to go on the frame. I've got a new horn to connect to this one because it's pretty much dead. Got a new rectifier because it was cheap enough to get and replace. The only thing I'm concerned about is this immobilizer unit. I do have the button to do it, to activate it, but it's all exposed and I'm not sure if it's going to work. So I don't know if just disconnecting it from the wiring harness is going to work or whether it's going to need a jumper so that it knows it's joined and can actually start. I'm going to have to do some online hunting around regards that, because that could obviously just stop the whole quad from starting. Anyway, what does need to happen is we just need to get a bit of soap and water and just clean it up. We'll change simple things like all these things that just a plug and play, which is about 3 of. I know that one of the wires on the back of the stop light, tail light, is broken, so we need to fix that as well. And then we'll just go over and check if there's any other wires, like this red one here is just not connected to anything. So we'll work out what's going on there. Ah, that's right. No, there's supposed to be a fuse between here and the battery. And I don't have a battery yet, so that's something we've got to get. Oh no. Oh dear. The start stop button assembly is all pretty good up here. Down the other end, this is 2 separate plugs, and this is 1 plug. There's 6, 7, 8, 9 wires, and there's 9 wires. So, oh, maybe not. Oh dear. There's 6 wires and 9 wires, and this only has 8 wires. Why? Okay, I've looked at the wiring for this connection and I can't change it. The difference was crazily. This, on this switch, is the starter button, lights on and off, low beam and high beam. Well, I think it's low beam, high beam. This is supposed to be an indicator, I think, and this was the horn button. On the new switch, it was the starter, it was park lights, high beam, indicators, and this was a high beam, low beam switch, because you pressed it in and it stayed half in and then came out. So there's no actual horn button on there, hence the wiring is different. So I'll have to go online and look for this one specifically with that connection. In the meantime, I'm just going to change the rectifier, which we'll just do right now. Make sure that's the same. Yes. So we can quickly change that. And I will give it a quick dose of cleaner. And then join the new one. So that's good. Now, the horn's looking a little worse for wear. So, we blew the expensive $2 or $3 or $4 or whatever it was. We'll put the new one of those on. As well. New horn, new rectifier, will organise. I'll have to look for that very soon, and we'll do the ignition switch, which has got to be changed on the body. For right now, that's pretty much going to be it. Might just quickly do this closely. No, they're joined. Why did I think it was disconnected? I think 2 wires. But that's all good. Let's talk about the quad motor. Well, the starter motor. Let's have a look at this. This is the starter motor that I bought, thinking they'd all be pretty much the same. Not realizing that this is a 2-bolt starter motor. This, as you can see, requires 3 bolts. This diameter here, where the O-ring seal is way larger than this here. This is way smaller diameter than what I bought. So, I've already ordered the new one as a 2-bolt. Hopefully it's the right size. There's no dimensions about this. This is 38 mil in diameter. Hopefully when it arrives it is correct, which means I just need to, another thing I need to sell. This and the control switch, that was wrong as well. Well, we're back in the shed. All the kids are hiding behind the camera. And we're now going to get on with the motor, because we've had more parts arrive. Callum's very excited. New starter motor has arrived. We've got the correct one this time, and we've had a few other bits and pieces arrive. So let's get on with it. First thing I'm going to do is remove the circlip . You see that? Mm-hmm. we might be able to get that in without having to. Can you see the chain on it? Oh, look at that, I got it on. Look at that. It lines up. Well, guess what?
What?
See, we can. There's those screws. I think they're the ones. Straight back on top. Basically suck it on. Well, that's it. Starter motor went nice and easy. I think it's the magneto cover is what it's called, is back on. I think it can pretty much go back into the frame. I think. Just curious. Actually, no. So, for this, there's should be 4 bolts for the. Oh, they'll be in the bag over there, and there's one at the back, which is here. So I'm just going to get the 4 bolts there. They go on the floor, and okay. Starter motor went on, bolted it all together, put the front cover on, and for some completely unknown weird reason, it started leaking oil right here. Now, I loosened these 2 bolts and I put in a bit of cardboard to act as a gasket between, because it looked like it was coming between this spot here, but it is still coming out, and I'm suspecting that it's coming out just above this on the top. Now this part here is a crack, obviously, that you can see, but that's not full of oil. That's where the chain is. The oil is in this body here, and it's coming out, so it must be coming from just above it. But it wasn't leaking before. So I have no idea what on earth is going on, and I'm really just not sure on what to do. So I do not know. I do not know what to do, because if I go and put that in, well, it's just going to drip oil. That's the motor oil. The engine. I don't know what to do. So unless there's something just above it that's cracked, because it's not cracked yet, I thought it was just coming through here, so I put this bit of cardboard in, but I mean it's not coming out like leaking through and coming out here. So I do not know what to do.
Right?
At this point I was, well, like I've said, I just didn't know what to do. I was like, my kids look up to me and know that Dad can fix everything. Well, they think that Dad can fix everything. I'm only human. But I want the best for my kids, and I really want to get this thing going for them. And I needed to get to the underneath, so I thought, if I remove this bolt, maybe I can get to it. And then I realised that wasn't going to help. And then I thought, well, I need to get that big stator off. That one right there. But then I tried that and I didn't even put it on video because those 3 Allen bolt heads just would not budge. And I was absolutely stumped at this point. I needed to get this thing fixed, but I just wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. Popped into the shed to have a look at what we've done. So I've done something you wouldn't normally do on a motor. So you saw there was a leak before. So I'll have a look under here and I'll show you what I've done. So what we've done is these screws were all loosened. This part here was lifted up because it's a separate section to the body of the motor. I filled it was about that much higher, and I filled it full of silicon. Crazy idea, I know. Filled it full of silicon and then clamped it down. It's been sitting here for about 30 minutes, laying down, and no oil has come out. So, tiny crack that's in there somewhere is now not leaking. So, that's the main thing. So, we're going to do a couple of other things to it just while we can now. Yep. Let's get on with this thing. The kids are absolutely raring to get out there. The actual carburetor itself was completely fine, so I wasn't going to go and get a new one of those. So I got a new air cleaner, got exactly the same thing, came with a new hose clamp, so we've shoved that on. Now when I took this off, you might remember that we cleaned the gasket off because it just disintegrated. Now when you're in Australia, cardboard is like the next best thing to create a new gasket. So leave something in the comments and tell me, wherever you're from, do you do the same thing wherever you're from? If you need a new gasket and you just don't have one around and you're impatient because you don't want to order one and wait for it to come in. Now if you're eagle-eyed, you might see that I'm making an absolute colossal mistake right here. I'm not going to say what it is because that gets discovered in another video, not too far away. But I did point it out just now that something's been made with a slight mistake in it. Yep, like I just said before, kids think I know everything, and I tell them, no, I just have done lots of things over a long period of time. I'm not going to tell you how long. Anyway, we've cut it out, we've put it on, and we've tightened it up. These are two 10mm bolts, original bolts. Everything is all good. Here we go. Now it's time to get the motor back into the frame. This is where it starts to get exciting. Got it in pretty easy. This is held on by one long bolt that goes through the back, which was put back on the motor when we took it off, so we knew where it was. And there were 4 bolts that go underneath, which we're screwing in right now. Now, they were pretty rusted and pretty stuffed, so I just happened to have 4 bolts that were right. I had to cut them down in length just a small amount, and because the holes were very close to the actual framework, one of them I just had to take part of the edge down just to make it slightly thinner. That one right there. So we did them up, and that there is job done. We are another step closer to getting this thing going. Please like, please subscribe, please help us out, and we'll see you on the next one. You see. You'll see.
We're getting through the quad. Oh, that's hard now.